Welcome to the explanation of the RIFUGIO basic game. We start with the toughest question: what color to play with? Well, I've chosen three: yellow, red and blue. Once you've chosen your color, you pick the matching wooden puppet with a backpack. Imagine this is you in the mountains, ready to explore. And you get 4 rifugi, which is plural of rifugio, meaning mountain hut in Italian. This depends on the amount of players. It says in the rule book how many rifugi you need. And there's 3 extra step cards. We all put our puppet on the start tile, which is easily distinguished by the rest because it's got some text on the back. This is where we start, ready to explore. All the rest of the tiles we shuffle upside down, and we shuffle them. And we flip open 3 random ones. And the point tiles we all leave in the box, as you can see in the video before. And now we're ready to start playing. In short, Rifugio is about 3 things: placing tiles, walking, for instance, to the butterfly special point tile. And if you visit such a tile, you get the matching point card. This is how you keep your score. And you can build huts. And when somebody else visits your hut, you also get points. Again, a matching point card. When all the tiles are connected, the game ends, and the one with the most points wins. So I hope you got the idea. It's about getting the most points at the end. For the connecting the tiles, the walking in the building, there are a few rules. Here they are. We can always choose one of the open tiles or a blind one. This is playing it safe because you know what you're going to get, or you take a gamble. But if you take a gamble by taking a blind one, you can't say, I didn't want this one, I want to change it. No, you took it, now you have to use it. Unless you can't connect it, then you can change it for one of these 3. And if these 3 also can't be connected, there's a very slim chance that happens, but still, then you can swap it for one in the big pile. What do I mean when I say you can't connect it? Well, there's a few rules for connecting the tiles. Actually, there's one main rule. The meadow can be connected to the forest, and the forest to the rock, but the rock not to the meadow. As you can see on the box, it's like walking from down below in the valley with the cattle, clink clong, the cow with the bell around their necks. Walking through the trees, the tree line, onto the rocks, and all the way on top there's snow. Let's see if we can find some snow. I had it, yes, snow. So these are all the flavors we've got. Actually, the meadow can always be connected to another meadow as well. Forest to forest, rock to rock. Snow not to snow. That's of course a bit weird, because normally snow can connect to snow easily, but there's only 3 of these tiles in the game and they're worth a lot of points. So here there always has to be a rock in between. If I put it here, then here there can be another snow tile, but not directly connected to it. As I said, these are all the flavors we've got, but there's also 3 tiles, the passes, and those are the exceptions, because they got 2 flavors, as you can see. And they're also an exception for how they can be placed, because they need to be placed like a puzzle piece. So like this. Not like this, not like this, not like this. No, they're an exception. They need to be placed exactly like a puzzle piece. These are all the rules for connecting. I hope that's clear for now. Walking. There's no dice in the game because I wanted the luck to be as little as possible. You have 2 steps each turn. You can always walk in any direction, for instance 1, 2 or 1, 2. The pass is the exception though, because you can never walk like this. You cannot jump from the rock down into the pass. You'll break your leg. So the pass is the tile which you need to enter and exit through the pass. You can never stand on the sides. It's like a vertical rock, and there's no climber's edition yet, so this is the way to enter the pass. Apart from the 2 steps each turn, we all have 3 extra steps. When you use such a card, you can walk an extra step. You can also use all 3 of them at once. then you could actually walk 5 steps because you got 2 of your turn plus those 3. You can also earn them. How? I'll get back to that later. Now, where do you want to walk to? I already said in the beginning, you want to walk to the special tiles because walking to them gives you points. In the rulebook, you can see the 15 unique special tiles. Some might look the same, but if you look closely, they're all different. The waterfalls, passes and mountaintops especially, they might look the same, but they're all different. And on the other side, you can see the value of each of them. Down below you see, for instance, that Stella Alpina is worth 2 points. 2, 2, 1 for the flowers, 2, 2, 1 for the animals, 1, 1, 1 for the waterfalls, 2, 2, 2 for the passes, 3, 3, 3 for the mountaintops. The mountaintops are worth the most points. And actually, I'll get it from the box. From each mountaintop, there's 1 card worth 4 points. That's for the first that reaches the top. He or she places, so to speak, his or her flag and gets 1 point extra. Now, it doesn't pay to walk back and forth the whole time. You're allowed to do so, but you'll only get the point card for this flower and this mountaintop once. There's 1 point card for each player, so everyone can visit them, but everyone can only get 1 point card of the flower, this particular flower, and 1 of this particular mountain. It does, however, pay to visit all 3 flowers, animals, waterfalls, passes, or mountaintops, because when you, at the end of the game, you have all 3, then you got the complete set, and then you get the set bonus, being 5 points extra for each set. That's a lot, and this is actually the way to win, collect sets. Now the bears, they might look cute, but don't be fooled by their appearance. They're minus 3 points. There's also a nice minus point card for that. And here with the bears, each time you visit them, you get minus 3. So you don't want to do that too often, or maybe not at all. Finally, building the huts. You can build a hut on the, I call them the boring tiles. What do I mean by the boring tiles? So actually it's those 3, the plain meadow, forest or rock with nothing special on it. You can't build on the flowers, the animals, etc. The biologist doesn't like it. Not on the bears don't like it. Not on the starting tile, the author doesn't like it. You can only build on the plain meadow, forest and rock. And your puppet has to be there. We do not delegate, we do not tell other people to build it for us. No, we build with our own 2 hands. And building a hut costs you 1 step. 1 of the 2 you have in your turn, or 1 of the extra steps. Oh, I put it sideways. Yeah. Where your puppet is, it costs 1 step and only on the plain tiles. Why do I want to build? Well, actually, I think this is the most fun of the game, because this makes you place the tiles different as well, the landscape tiles. Because it is interesting to have a hut in between a player and an opponent and the point tiles. For red, it's interesting to place the point tiles behind his hut, because now if yellow wants to go there, he'll have to visit a hut or try to walk all around. What happens if yellow was to visit the hut? Well, red gets 2 points. So he'll say, thank you very much, do come again, you're welcome every time, ching ching, 2 points for him. But yellow also benefits, because when you visit somebody else's hut, you'll have some food, a drink, you gain new energy, so yellow gets an extra step. So they both benefit. The question is, who benefits the most? You'd say 2 points is for victory, right? The points are for victory. But if yellow uses the extra step to be the first on the mountaintop, imagine blue wasn't there yet, he or she would get an extra point. Or if it was the 3rd of a set, it would also pay for yellow. So it's interesting. Sometimes it's very good to have huts and you get a lot of points for it, and sometimes it's very good to visit huts because you gain a lot of tempo. Again, it's all about who has the most points at the end when all the tiles are connected. One final short remark. If we were to play with 2, imagine blue wasn't here and it's just yellow and red, they would both get an extra refugee but you'll have to take my word for it for now. The big change, when you play with 2, you can place 2 tiles each turn. So for instance, red would do this. Flip another one open, because you can always choose from 3, and then place a second one. At home, I always have the rule that as soon as you connected 2 tiles, you can't flip open a third. That's for the next player again. He or she might then use their lucky hands to draw a good tile, the tile they want. Of course, that's all luck, but it's fun. How would red proceed his turn? He might walk 1 and then build 2. Quite a nice start, because now he put a hut in between yellow and the point tile. So the big change with 2, placing 2 tiles each turn. I like it a lot because the game is really quick, 20 minutes only, I think, average, and you'll have a lot of influence on how the board develops. If you're a real gamer, you play a lot of games, and you also want to play with more than 2, I'd recommend you to play Rivers and Rafts. It's an extension set, it's already in the box. It's a little bit more complex, but it gives you a lot more challenges. I hope you have a lot of fun playing RIFUGIO.